Self is always one. There is only one self. Yourself, myself, the self of anybody on earth, there is only one self. If one is not able to experience the joy of the self, the delight of the self, until one has fully experienced it, one can never know what is self. Self is that which is always one and present in all the forms. But this self is under the cover, under the veil of the non-self. So, because of the covering of the non-self, and what is the non-self? All our senses are non-self. All our mind is a non-self. Our intellect is a non-self. Even our psychic is a non-self. What will be the shape and size and the nature of my mind depends on my evolution. What will be the shape and size of your mind or anyone's mind depends on the evolution of that person. And we all do not know actually how to be distinct from the non-self. In Patanjali Yoga, they say, Maharishi Patanjali said it in a very beautiful way that the jiva feels as per the nature of the chitta-vritti. That is why we all are having different experiences in degrees and intensities from the same object. Vritti sarupyam itaratra. What is the nature of our sanskara? On that depends what will be the nature of our feeling about the non-self. Only when we will be able to experience the true nature of the self, then only we will be able to know the difference between this self and a non-self. So when Sri Atmananda said that should be an exclusive self-opening to the divine power, that is referring to the conscious opening to that power which is other than this non-self. Like the examples that feeling, oh, I must open the orphanage, a free kitchen. I must go and die for my country. These are also the joys one experiences for the non-self, not for the self. When one will be having exclusive opening to the self, that time one will clearly see that the whole manifest world is the non-self manifestation. Self is first to be experienced, which many of you are experiencing, but your experience is so small. You are not able to actually retain it. These small experiences will push you towards the big. 1,000,000 drops makes a trickle, or 1,000,000,000 drops makes a river. So, experiencing this self is the first key to understand how one will be linked to the experience of the non-self. So there should be an exclusive self-opening to the divine power. How to do that? We all are in the zone of non-self. The way is what I can share with you from my experience. Let the experience of the non-self be only for the survival necessity. But let the conscious effort be more directed towards the self that is within and outside, which has no form, which has no color, and which has no dimension. If I will ask you, why are you eating food? You will say, because I'm hungry. But exclusively opening to the divine power means someone will ask you, or even you will feel to eat food. A time should come, why are you eating food? You're eating food for the manifestation of the self. Because one self, in one form, the self is manifested. This will show past a million souls that are caged inside. So, what is the sadhana? Sadhana is consciously opening to the self within. I should consciously open myself, my chit, my consciousness, my mind, even my senses to the self, myself, not to the self of any god or any guru. That's the first thing. Lord Krishna has said it very emphatically in Gita, that you have to first see the self in you. Then only you can see me. When we are doing the yoga of collaborating with the mother force, we are doing the yoga of collaboration with the mother force, because this force wants to bring in something new that has not come to the evolution so far. So that opening should be for that purpose, collaboration. But until we reach that stage when we will be completely immune to the bombardment of the signals coming from the objective world, and all the signals of the objective world targets first the senses, the organs, then the mind, then the vital, then the intellect. The signal that comes from the divine is not object-centric, it is subject-centric. So, why we do something? We have to find out why we do something. We do something because first, there is a seed of some experiences that is pushing us towards that experience. And these are all non-self experiences. Difference between self and non-self is The experience where the self is less, non-self is more. And the experience where the self is more, non-self is less. And non-self is anything that we experience through our organs, through our mind, through our vital. But experience of the self is not organic. It's not the experience through our mind. It's not even the experience through our vital. It is an experience in the zone of the self. That is why Krishna said, when a yogi has reached the state of Atmarati, satisfied with the self, for him there is no ordained duty. So the focus is to be consciously directing as much as possible, as long as possible, whenever it is possible, to have the experience of the self that is within. Within. That will allow a yogi to consciously collaborate. Consciously collaborate.